he agrees to come on.
The cost seems a little strong.
Oh, I thought we were going to lurch at him. We were going to grab him and tie him up.
How about if we just sort of saunter up to him?
We'll go the pacifist route like Morgan and just tie him up. We won't kill him.
Where's my staff?
Conk. Come with me.
We're your biggest fans. It'll be a...
Hope no one in his camp is listening to this. We're just kidding. We kid around a lot.
We kid because we love.
So before we get started, I just wanted to mention that we put out a second episode of our Evil Dead cast talking about Evil Dead 2. Me and my friend Rich.
Cannot wait to listen.
Yeah, you should. That one went a little... We had a little more energy for Evil Dead 2 since it's so great, you know?
It is great.
I felt better about that one. But anyways, we're getting ready for Ash vs. Evil Dead coming up on Halloween. And all the reports about it, Sam Raimi directing, they're talking about like having the same spirit and creativity as the original movie and all this, you know? I'm like, I can't wait.
So great. You people can't see me right now, but I've got a giant smile on my face and I'm pumping my fists in the air. That is so cool.
I'm glad they're only half an hour too. It's just quick. Yeah.
Perfect.
10 episodes.
That makes me so happy.
If you want to hear our episode on that, go to podcastica.com and you can click through to it from there.
Beautiful.
All right. Are you ready to get started?
I am, sir. I'm ready to grab the bull by the nutsack.
Okay, gosh. You're really excited. Let's get going then.
Attention shoppers. Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
All right, let's get into this episode. So it's our Deadcast Top 5 this week. It's Top 5 highlights for Season 6, Episode 2, Jesus. No, I'm just kidding. JSS.
JSS.
Which is Just Survive Somehow.
Just Survive Somehow. I think that's a good motto to live by.
It's kind of our genetic code, I would say.
It is. Just surviving somehow.
Survive and replicate.
Mm-hmm. And what did you think of the episode?
I thought it was awesome.
Me too.
Really good.
Mm-hmm. I gave it 4.78 out of 5 brains.
I haven't thought about it. I'll do 4 point. What did you say? 7.8?
7.8.
7.9.
You win. Ding, ding.
Ding. Come
Really?
on up. Price is right.
It seemed like it was a great blend of storytelling and action.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
If only they had, instead of having all of this quiet part in the beginning and action at the end, they should just cut back and forth and have one part be black and white. That would have.
If that would have
totally
made
it.
you happy, yeah,
would have been dumb.
Rare.
No, but it was only. I noticed it was only the first third that was before the action started.
Yeah.
And
I felt like the action happened fast.
yeah, I know, me too. But it was 2/3 of the episode, which is crazy,
Really?
right? It is. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It. Yeah.
In my head, it's the entire episode. That's really funny.
I mean, I was thinking it was starting to get a little boring, but I liked it. You know,
All the
I
talk about celery soup.
Yeah, I mean, I liked all that stuff that happened early on. Also, like Jesse and Ron's confrontation and
Haircut, no haircut.
Yeah, I forget what else happened, but I was thinking, yeah, this is some good stuff, but it's a little slow. And then, oh my God.
Father Gabriel also asked Carl to teach him the way of the machete.
And I sort of didn't get that. I started thinking, that was kind of a sudden change of character for Gabriel after what we'd seen before is he was saying, these people are evil. And now he's like, oh, I was wrong. I was talking about myself. And then I was thinking, I had to go back and look what happened in the finale. And he was telling Sasha, it's because of your sins that Tyrese and Bob died. And then she almost killed him. And then I think Maggie intervened and they all prayed together.
Yeah.
And that was only like a couple of days ago, Showtime, I think.
Right.
Somehow he decided they're good people.
I forgot about that.
So did I. We finally got to meet Holly.
Not for long.
Nice girl.
And Holly's inside.
I'm like, damn it, I wanted to see Holly. Oh, well.
There she is.
Assholes. Yeah, they're just like, well, she's in the comics, so we'll have her for a second.
Well, we may see the zombie Holly.
That would be cool, yeah.
Unless Denise did her job and got her brain like she was instructed to.
I bet she did. I love that moment because Tara, it seemed like she was trying to say something reassuring.
Yes.
And then she's all, I just wanted to remind you to get the brain. Bye.
Just a friendly reminder. Always get the brain.
Before we even started top 5, there's no Rick and no Daryl
Nope.
in this episode.
Nope,
And
no
it was
Michonne.
Still an amazing action pack. So that's cool. I'm glad they can have an episode without the heavy hitters. Carol's a pretty big heavy hitter, but otherwise.
Carol is pretty much the
big
only heavy hitter, but she is like 5 characters in one. She's amazing.
That's right. So, can I go first
Yes,
this time?
do it, man. Do
Just
it.
to change it up.
Do it.
All right. So, my number 5 is The Chaos, which just watching sort of a day in the life. I mean, I almost thought, once I figured out, this is going on while everybody else is out luring the zombies, you'd think they'd be a little more interested, like, what's going on, what's happening? But they're just going along with their regular daily life. That's fine. And then to have these crazy people drop in the middle of this Pleasantville and start hacking people up.
Yes.
I've never seen anything like that before, ever.
It was fabulous. We didn't know it was coming. Before they've always sort of drawn it out and it's built and built and built up. And this was Carol's looking out at Mrs. Farfignugan or whatever her name is, smoking on the lawn. And all of a sudden, one of the wolves runs up with a machete and whacks her in the head.
And it just seemed like it was like
what?
Like I don't know, two genres clashing or something. Like it was a dream.
It was crazy. That was a great start.
Then Carol
to
looked out the window and said, "See, smoking's bad for you."
I told you it was bad to smoke.
No, but actually, it was almost Carol's fault because she told her
smoke outside. Yes, you're right. It's all Carol's fault.
It's an accident. It's an honest mistake. I'm not really saying it's her fault, but kind of is. But there's like flaming projectiles.
Oh yeah, guy falls off on fire, falls off the wall.
As the episode goes along, there's carnage everywhere. Bloody bodies with body parts all around.
Do you know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of a siege in Game of Thrones, actually. It was pretty Game of Thronesy.
Yeah, I could see that. Except Game of Thrones in suburbia.
Right, with zombies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, there's no
zombies.
Yeah,
you're right. There weren't any zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, there weren't any zombies within Alexandria.
Wait a minute. There were zombies in this episode, though.
There were
zombies
in this episode. But there were not in Alexandria.
There's some good ones, like, the Enid stuff. That zombie that was clicking its teeth at her when she was trying to drag it away from the car, I thought it looked fantastic.
Yes, it did.
It was right out of the comics. Charlie Adlard always shows them with no lips and bare teeth like that.
In a larger sense, we're all pre-zombies.
And then going along with the chaos, that's what the zombies call us, probably.
Pre-zombies.
In their zombie language. It was interesting to see how different people handle this kind of a violently chaotic situation. Who would you say are the heroes?
Without a doubt, our Miss Carol.
Right. She stands out as the biggest.
She's a ninja warrior, and I love how organized and creative she is. I love that she knows exactly what needs to get done, and by God, she does it. She knows to protect the armory. That's the first thing. Protect the armory. So she goes in there, finds the gallon closet.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Here, point this gun, pull this trigger at anything that comes through. And I wanted to add, if it has a W on it, otherwise don't shoot.
Yeah, try not to shoot. Carl or anybody like that.
Please don't. She puts on a disguise. How clever. I wouldn't have thought of that. And
it reminded me of her in the Terminus scene where she is shooting her rockets.
Yes.
And that I thought was like a little far out, but now that we've seen two like that, it's more like, okay, that's Carol.
That's Carol. Yeah, and
that's how she does it.
It totally made sense for her character. She stayed back because that was what her disguise was, a Sally homemaker. She was sort of undercover, keeping things, making sure everything's fine back at Alexandria. And then when things went south, it's a good thing she was there.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been.
I mean, Morgan is another hero.
Yes.
Even
let's talk about Morgan.
Whether you agree or not, whether he should kill people. And I think this is a situation where, come on, you need to if it's in self-defense, if people are coming in and ravaging everybody, waste those fuckers. That's what I say. But
Wow.
even so, he's still putting them out of commission, you know, and getting them to leave. And he was doing more than anybody else except for Carol,
Yes.
I would say. I mean,
Absolutely.
Aaron is another one.
Right.
He was taking care of business.
Aaron was taking care of business. And so was Carl. Carl was
Yeah.
another hero.
Carl, yeah.
He was actually, I gotta say, and I have Carl in here. I love how Carl saves Ron, who was being attacked by a wolf. And the funny thing, though, is he, unlike the Carl from the past, he didn't shoot to kill. And you know he could have killed the wolf
and
right
he should
away.
have backed off, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not sure about killing him, at least don't get within arm's reach.
And the guy
But that's our department of people doing stupid things because it's a horror movie and you want to see them in danger
Right.
or whatever we call it.
Right. What, I think somebody
had a good
wrote,
idea for that, but I forgot what it was. It had stupid ass in it.
Right, exactly. Right. Something of stupid shit. I
Yeah.
can't remember what it was. Anyway, yes, that was pretty stupid. So I love stuff like that. I love when people beg for mercy and
They're faking it.
yes, and you have to believe or not believe. And so
It's like those demons in Evil Dead too.
oh please, grandma's like, oh honey, it's grandma. No, it's not. It is not grandma. And you know, the show demonstrates again that you can't trust the bad guys and people will try to fool you. And
Yeah.
I mean, remember the dude that he shot on Herschel's farm out with Herschel, and the guy was like,
Yeah.
"Oh hey, I'm okay," and tries to hand Carl the weapon, and Carl just wastes him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That Carl wasn't
Right.
at
That's right.
Alexandria.
That was that was a boy that he shot.
Right, exactly.
Like, huh?
It was a little surprising that he acted so inept around the wolf.
But one thing about that scene is, you know, he saved what's his name, Ron, but he
did.
also said, "Get in the house," and then he said, "I'll protect you," or something like, "I'll keep you safe." I was like, you shouldn't have said that because this guy already has an attitude about Rick, rightly so.
Right.
And just saying, I'll keep you safe. I knew as soon as he said that Ron wasn't going to take him up on it because of an ego thing, you know? And he might have put him in more danger by saying that, but
Right.
it's in the moment. But I'll keep you safe.
Okay, are you done?
No. So other people who weren't as heroic but tried. Everyone tried.
Sure.
Everyone tried. Like
yeah.
no one was. Well, Olivia kind of cowered in the closet, but the one that Carol went to the
Spencer?
armory. Spencer, he was shooting at people, and
Right.
But then I thought it was interesting in the out by the big rig when Morgan said, you know, all right, we're going to get in there. Are you ready? And just the look on Spencer's face showed that he wasn't ready. And then Morgan just said, hide.
That was
that's like
awesome.
Quick, you know, he reads people really quick. And then
Hide.
I even respected what Deanna said. I
Yeah.
will do no good in there. I
Right.
don't know how to fight.
Right.
And
people
she's
need
right.
people need me more out here, so
Yeah.
she stayed in there. Yeah, and actually Spencer took out the big rig driver who would have bashed in the gates of Alexandria. So he did.
helped,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did. On the other hand, then the guy collapsed under the horn switch and
drawing in
all the zombies,
which
so-
are coming in about
which are coming
30 seconds
pretty soon.
probably. And then Jessie, she killed that wolf with her scissors. So she tried to hide,
did.
and then she came out and she had some pent up frustration to let out on that guy.
She's gonna give him a haircut. By
Mm-hmm.
God.
I'll
Permanent
give you a
haircut.
haircut right in your eye. And then Ron had to watch that, and I'm like,
Well-
"Aw, maybe that'll bring them closer together finally."
Well, yeah, she was like a mother tiger, though. She was protecting her cubs. I loved it. I love that she got all crazy with the hair cutting scissors. That made me really happy. I don't know why, but it did.
And Deanna is pretty shell shocked. I mean, even more than she already was at this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a big shift after this in Alexandria, if it can even survive this and the coming zombie
Can I?
horde.
I have, I know that next week's episode probably hasn't been completed or filmed yet, and they probably
Well,
don't know
yeah,
it's
it's
going
all-
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Of course it has. It was probably completed about a year ago. But here's what I would do.
Yeah.
Here's what Karen would do if Karen was in the car with Sasha and Abraham. First, I'd say Sasha and Abraham, you're two of my favorite characters. I love you guys. Then I would say lay on, because now the horn has stopped.
Oh, yeah.
I'd say, guys, lay on the horn, because clearly zombies are stupid and they're following the sound, right? So lay on the horn. And then Daryl could lay on his motorcycles. Motorcycles have horns too.
Yeah.
Lay on those horns.
And maybe the idea is that the diesel horn is so much louder. But they should try.
But the diesel horn now has been deactivated.
Right.
And so now the zombies will hear the car horn be like, "Roar," and then they'll turn around and be like, "Roar," and they'll go after the...
Okay, the new rule is no, we're not allowed to talk about things that logically make sense. No, I'm just kidding.
Is that...
Yeah, they should try.
Then I'm pretty much done.
We want to see a zombie horde storm Alexandria. How are we going to make that happen?
Of course we do. You're absolutely right. I'm just saying.
But I do feel sorry for those guys. So last episode, you were saying you didn't want, I read some news item saying every episode's going to be like a season finale and there's no letting up. And we both said, well, we like it when it's dynamic,
Yes. We don't need every episode to be like a season finale.
Well, they kind of snuck that in this time because while all the action was happening elsewhere, we saw some quiet moments here. But anyway, it was like a season finale. I felt like
great.
This episode.
And
next
battle.
episode, if all those zombies show up at Alexandria, that's going to be like a season finale too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And will that be okay?
Yes, because that's what I expected this episode to be. I expected this episode to be when the zombies arrive. It was great that it was sort of the backstory of Alexandria and how it all happened. And and can I
go ahead? I'm done with my number 5. So.
Okay, but I'm sure we can think of some other ones
around.
Too.
Whatever.
While we're talking about the horn, I love the fact that the mystery is solved. I was thinking all week, okay, the horn must be either the wolves being nasty and it's part of their evil plot, or it's a cry for help from the Alexandrians. So it's one of those two things. It's definitely not going to be Enid and Carl getting it on in
or
a
Ron.
car.
We thought
Ron.
that was one speculation that Ron was being
right. It just was an accident and nobody intended it to happen.
But
at
it
all.
Was the wolves because they rammed the truck into the tower.
Right.
But then the horn part was probably an accident.
Right, exactly. On one hand, it called back our heroes, or at least it only called back Morgan. I don't know why nobody else came.
Yeah.
That's sort of funny, isn't it? But
yeah, I don't remember the last episode if it didn't even
closer?
show like them all heading back, or I think we just saw the horn and then the zombies started to head towards Alexandria, where there was conveniently a sign pointing into the forest. But anyways, it was weird that he was the only one that made it back.
Yeah.
Maybe he was like pole vaulting with his pole.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He's also a ninja runner. So on the one hand, it called back Morgan, which is good because Morgan had to be there. But on the other hand, it's calling over all his dead, so that's bad too. But it was neat that the mystery was solved. I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah.
And we'll make that in my number 5.
It is good when something happens and it creates a mystery and they're solved quickly like that.
Yeah.
It's good to have overarching mysteries but little ones that get solved.
I think that I can't criticize, well, I guess I have been criticizing all along, but I do love how the writers handled that. I thought it was great.
Yeah. Well, my number 4 is more just Carol. I thought she had a lot of interesting things to do in this episode.
She did.
Just the phrase spring cleaning casserole sounds simultaneously horrible and possibly amazing.
Yeah.
Like I would try it. I want to try it. I'm sure it's great. But if Jenny said she was making a spring cleaning casserole, I might be like, oh.
That's the stuff that was going bad in the refrigerator?
Crap.
That sounds great.
She does that. Like, but then she just did it. We went and picked apples.
Yeah.
At one of those farms where you can pick the apples.
Yes.
And they were all mealy and picked over. And so we only got crappy ones. And then they sat in our fridge for like 2 weeks because we didn't want to eat them. I didn't want to eat them.
Okay.
And then she just made a pie and it's really good.
Really?
Yeah, we ate it last night.
Oh, that's nice.
I didn't intend on talking about that. But maybe I was thinking maybe this is a metaphor. This is a bit of a stretch, but of getting rid of old stuff because it felt like Carol was losing her mask before she sort of got forced into becoming this superhero and revealing her secret identity. Because especially when she said to Shelley, about smoking. It's just a disgusting habit and it kills you. It just seems like her real self is coming out more.
Yes.
Did you feel like that?
Yes, exactly. She's kind of annoyed with her.
And they liked it. Like,
they did.
I mean, I don't know. At least the other woman was like all smiles. Yeah, you're totally right. And Shelley, I think she was like, oh yeah, you probably got a point there.
And she listened to her by going downstairs to smoke.
Exactly. And she didn't seem like, oh God, I'm afraid of this woman. It was just more like, yep.
That Carol is pretty forceful. Yeah. And she makes a celery soup casserole.
But now they're all dead. So, I mean, I wonder, did people notice what Carol was doing? Anyone who's still alive? Maybe not.
We don't know exactly who's alive and who's dead. It should be interesting to see. And I hope that, like, Aaron's partner, whose name I can't remember right now, I hope he's still okay. Eric. I hope Eric's okay. We didn't see him this episode, but I hope he's fine.
We did. He was up with Eugene and the doctor, just hanging out up there, helping them. He didn't have any lines, I don't think.
Good. But. So he's up there in the medical area, so he's still fine.
Another Carol thing, she said to little Sam, your dad used to hit you and now he got himself killed. It happened and now it's done. You live with it or it eats you up. Go home.
Jeez, tough love there, Carol.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, she has a point, but it's been a couple of days and he's like 9 years old. Give him some time to grieve about his father who was just killed.
Right.
I also personally think the way to process emotion isn't to stuff it down and just get over it. That it's better to try and move through it by really feeling it for a while. And then if you're sulking after a long time, then you need to kick your ass.
This is the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, that's true. You need to process things a little faster in the zombie apocalypse.
Right.
Yeah, good point. And Jenny, when she saw that, she's like, I talk to Nico like that sometimes. That's pretty funny.
That is funny. Fortunately, Carol's celery soup casserole survived. Did you see that Carl saved it, took it out?
Well, it's great because she put it in the oven, set the timer. It looked like maybe 45 minutes.
Sure.
It was either 15:45 or an hour and 15, but whatever it was, there were 27 minutes left in the episode, I noticed. Anyway, all that shit happened, and then the casserole was done, which I thought was a really cool device.
Yeah. Okay, everybody, dinner's on.
And it's because this casserole started when things were a lot different than when it ended up.
Yes.
I just love that.
Yes.
It's a cool little device.
It really, really is. You're right. That's great.
Last thing about Carol, she dresses up like a wolf and pretends to have captured Morgan, kind of like Chewbacca style in Star Wars. And one wolf even said, good catch, AJ. I didn't buy that because they're not capturing anybody. They're going around killing people. So I'm like, I don't think they would believe it.
Yeah,
they're scavenging and killing, and
they didn't kill anybody. I mean, sorry, they didn't capture anybody. They killed everybody.
So I don't know. I thought that was a little
maybe
bit of a stretch.
Maybe they killed some other people just off camera and we didn't see.
Captured, you mean?
Sorry.
But it was cool that she's like this. She's been this wolf in sheep's clothing, and now she's a wolf in sheep's clothing and wolf's clothing or something. She's more of a wolf. Yes. She puts on a mask and becomes more of her real self.
Yep. That's great. You're right. Oh, that's terrific.
And the final last thing is she's sitting there and she sees that little A.
Yes.
And
I was Alexandria,
like,
I think.
Yeah. What was that all about? It seemed like she was having a moment. I couldn't figure it out. Well, we know Sam was stamping those on people at the party to welcome them to Alexandria.
The Scarlet Letter.
Yeah. And she was about to smoke a cigarette in that scene. And her point about not smoking cigarettes is that they kill you and there's enough things trying to kill you already. And then earlier, Rosita had said the way to live in this world is to find something worth dying for. So I just feel like that just shows her attachment to Sam. Like maybe he's a reason to not to live.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Clever. Yeah, maybe. I like that.
Okay,
I was thinking because of the W stamped, and she was trying to wipe the W off her head after she saw the scarlet A. She was trying to wipe off the scarlet W.
Oh, that could be. And then there's also like they made it. They had a train car that H. What am I? I can't talk in Terminus.
Right.
But she never saw that, and I don't know if that has any significance at all. Some people think so. I'm not so sure.
I like it. So my number, whatever we're on right now, is 3. Morgan versus Carol, or do we have to kill people? And it's the big moral conundrum of this particular episode. And it seems like Carol and the gang have found the middle ground, sort of. You know, you don't have to kill everyone, just the people who are trying to kill you. Right?
Carol? I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, hang on. So like most things, it's sort of a continuum, right? So we have the wolves and the termites on one side, which is kill everybody.
Everyone.
Kill everybody. And on the other side, you have Morgan, who's the pacifist and kills no one. So in between those two things, sort of Rick and Carol are in the middle, but maybe they're a little over more towards the kill, sort of the kill everybody side, because, you know, hello, David and Karen back at the prison.
Carol wanted to kill Pete. You know, Pete's gonna have to die.
Oh yeah, and Rick did kill Pete. Right. So
Carol was more gung ho to kill Pete. Rick had at least proposed locking him up or something.
But they're still more towards the middle than
these horrible.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, they only want to kill people they think are threats.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly. And it's fascinating. I mean, Morgan, maybe part of this was brought on, and probably not even maybe, but probably definitely part of this was brought on by Morgan's inability to kill that kid early on. His son. The first wolf that he spared. Remember when the wolves got him and he spared them?
He also couldn't kill his son, right? Or
his
was
wife.
it his wife?
His wife.
Yeah. Couldn't kill his zombie wife.
Right. His zombie wife.
And then
she wasn't his wife anymore.
I forget what happened with his son.
We don't know what happened.
He told the story in clear.
Yeah.
It might have had something to do with his failure too. I think it was.
Right, exactly. Like, oh yeah. And didn't his wife maybe he
got his son.
Yeah,
I think.
Something like that. So Morgan has a problem killing people, and it comes back and it kind of almost literally bites him in the ass, because the full first group of wolves that he spared, I mean, they even told him. They even, man, you can't, can you? On the other hand, at the very end, do you think he killed that guy?
Yeah.
You do?
He said
and
sorry.
It was just off camera?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
So is letting the wolves go that he let go in this episode, is that a bad idea? Do you think they'll come back?
Yeah, one of them had a gun, I think. Yeah. I mean, there's still a part of me that admires him thinking all life is sacred. But in this situation, when you have to choose, sometimes you have to, like, you know, you may be endangering other lives by letting these people go.
No doubt.
Better people.
Yes.
You know?
Who don't have the philosophy of kill everybody.
Yeah. In that case, if you know, sometimes you got to make a hard choice when you're letting these bad people live and you know good people might die, then that's sort of negligent, I think.
I think it's more than sort of negligent.
You know, if he would have killed those people in the first place, then they had Aaron finding his backpack with the pictures in it.
Yeah.
Well, Aaron dropped his backpack, I think, when he and I was going to say Norman, Daryl were out, and one of those wolves picked it up.
Yep.
And so a combination of Morgan not killing these people and then them finding those pictures somehow, I think, led them back to Alexandria. At least that's the implication.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of, you know, Morgan's fault. Some of this blood is on his hands.
Some of it is. And
you could say.
Yeah, Aaron leaving his backpack, I think that was an accident.
Yeah,
he didn't mean to. But I get Morgan, and I think in a non-war world, I'm fully in Morgan's court. But this is war.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. You can't pretend that it's not a war at this point. And the wolves have...
You've got people coming in with machetes, hacking people up in your town.
That's
you got
war.
to take them out.
You got to take them out. There's just no two ways about it. And there's no middle ground. And there's no like, can't we spare them? Can't we? No.
Right. The only thing that bugged me is he tied that one guy up. And I thought, it would be good to take a prisoner here, and maybe you could have Daryl torture some information out of him or something.
But that doesn't work. Do you remember? I mean, once you
at least
sometimes it works, but sometimes it's gone horribly wrong in the past. Remember Randall? I mean, once you get the information from him, I mean, Randall was sort of more like a guy you had to save. But
Well, yeah, exactly. That's different because once you got the information from this
What
guy,
are you gonna do?
I would have killed him.
right, exactly. But then
no question.
But then you have people who are like, oh, you can't kill him. And then you become this whole big debate. What do you do with the prisoner? Oh, well, let's just drive him far, far away and dump him off.
No,
And that
not
never
with this
works.
guy. I don't think there would have been as big of a debate about this guy. And I think the people on my side of this debate would just win out and kill him, and that would be that. It's like capital punishment. You know, there's a huge debate going on, but it still happens. I don't know. I just don't think that would be the same as Randall. You didn't know if he was a threat or not. This guy, he's a threat.
Yeah.
So it just bugged me that I felt disrespectful for Carol to come in and
When he was tied
kill
up.
that guy. But I guess I see because Morgan wasn't doing that because he thought it would be smart to get information out of him. He was doing it because he thinks all life is sacred and he
All
wanted
life
to
is
spare his
sacred.
life. And that's just not going
And
to
all
fly in
he's
this
doing is
situation.
basically tying up the guy and basically postponing the problem. I mean, just sort of like, I'll just tie him up. And then what are you going to do with all those tied up people that are trying to kill you and really are trying to kill you?
I mean, Morgan, he did what he thought you should do. He told those other people, you know what? If you keep choosing this life, you're going to die.
Yes.
So get out of here and don't come back. Well, good luck.
Good luck with that. By the way, do you think he's gone?
I think he looked like he was heading out of town.
It does look like
Yeah.
that, which is awful. I don't want Lenny James to not be in the show.
No, but I don't think he's going to not be in the show because before this season they were saying what a big change he was going to have on things, and I don't think he's had a very big change on things, really.
Plus, once he gets to the gate, he's going to notice that there's a million zombies walking towards Alexandria, and then he'll turn right around.
He'll like run faster. Oh, glad to get away from this. I picked the right time to leave.
This seems like a clusterfuck waiting
He's like,
to
hey,
happen.
zombies, don't kill anyone in there.
All life is sacred.
All life is sacred.
See ya.
Pole vaulting away. He can just pole vault over the zombies. So, you know, I have this as a point too, but the first thing I wrote is that I'm getting kind of bored of debating whether it's okay to kill or not. And it makes me think of all these themes that keep coming up. Who should be the leader and what makes a good leader? Should you be more compassionate and trusting or careful and quick to kill? Can you keep your humanity while going through hell? Bravery versus cowardice, you know, stuff like that. It's getting a little repetitive and
Yes. It does seem to be a theme that they revisit over and over again.
And, you know, in the zombie apocalypse, it seems like that's sort of essential. It's so much about survival.
Right.
And I don't know what other themes could be brought into this that would make sense. But it is a bit of a treadmill. I was thinking, though, the comic, it does the same thing thematically, but story-wise,
Right.
if this makes any sense, plot-wise, and it feels like there's, from issue 1 to where they are now, is one long arc that's shaping itself out. So, and the show too. I mean, even though they're revisiting the same themes, the story is building and building. You know, it's not like they're telling the same story over again necessarily. You know, I don't know. It's hard to explain exactly what I mean unless I tell you what happens in the comic, and I don't want to do that. But there's some interesting stuff coming up that we haven't seen before if they stick close to it. I'll just say that.
Okay.
I'm still loving the comic and the show.
I am.
Even though I'm getting tired of debating whether it's okay to kill or not.
Kill.
Just kill. All right, fine. You win. Well, I don't know where we are. I
think it was you, man.
Okay. I
Theme.
guess this is number 3. So the wolves. The wolves are interesting. They're so crazy looking. I
Yep.
mean, not only dirty and hairy and stuff, but they picked people who, or at least they're really good actors, who just their faces look mean and
Yep.
nasty.
They
you know?
look. There's a couple of them too. That one guy has big old Charles Manson eyes, and
yeah, like that.
and
yeah.
they made their teeth yucky too, and they're creepy.
Crazy looking.
Yeah.
Bad dudes, but there's women too.
Oh yeah,
Like
they're
the one
creepy
that
too.
attacked Jesse. Mm-hmm. So they're just crazy killers, but they've become organized enough to be able to manage the zombies and set traps
Sure.
using them, carve
Sure.
W's on their heads. They seem to like to attack and scavenge. One told Morgan, in the finale, I think sometimes we find camps, we run through them. They did that with Shire Wilt Estates, where Noah was from, because they found just zombies with W's, and they used these big trucks. They may be the most brutal group we've seen. Even
more than the termites, you think?
Well,
termites were gathering
just in a
people,
different way.
Gathering people and systematically. I mean, the termites were awful because they were luring them with the prospect of friendship
that feels
and sanctuary.
More sinister.
Very. And then they were eating them.
Yeah.
And they were very cold and calculated. And then they had a reason, supposedly, and their reason was, hey, people were mean to us before, and so now we're mean. But
yeah, I mean that feels more sinister to me.
It does.
These guys are more primally brutal. They just run like Vikings or something, you know.
Yeah.
Pillaging and
right.
I think it's crazy still that they don't have guns. It doesn't make sense to me that if they're out and about in the world, why would they not be able to find guns when Rick and them seem to have plenty?
Right.
That doesn't seem plain. If it's a philosophical thing, then I think it's pretty stupid, because the fact that they didn't have guns did them in. They weren't super effective. I mean, they did kill a bunch of people, but they ended up getting chased off, and whatever they were trying to accomplish, I don't think they did.
Maybe they have been killing a lot of people and a lot of zombies. Maybe they just used all their ammo up.
Yeah, maybe they are so violent that they use up more ammo.
Right. And as we've seen, the Alexandrians haven't had to kill any zombies or any people, so they've been spared. They had a nice big armory all saved up.
They're not using any of it.
and Rick had a nice armory from the sheriff's station at the beginning.
Bag of guns.
So you know what? I got to tell you about the wolves. A couple things. The first is that the wolves make me really appreciate zombies, and here's why. I mean, I was thinking about this today, and I was just getting so mad, and I was thinking, you know what? Screw the wolves. Zombies are not devious, and the wolves are totally devious. Like, the zombies have a clear agenda. Nothing is hidden. You know, they're simple. They're as far as the zombies go, they're honest. I mean,
yeah, they're dumb.
They're dumb. They're slow. They're easy to kill, and the wolves are.
How are the wolves devious?
Wolves are totally devious. They snuck in.
No, they just barged in. They didn't sneak in. They weren't being devious at all. They were like, "We're here to kill you."
They were devious. That guy was devious.
One guy was
to
devious.
Carl. Oh,
yes.
Please spare me.
That's true, but nobody else did that.
Yeah, it's probably true.
They're pretty straightforward, I would say.
It just made me mad.
Yeah, well, I could see that.
And made me think that, you know, as far as it's probably a dumb point. I'm not going to hammer it home, but it just made me mad. There it is.
They came in. Fucked everything up.
I got furious at the termites too, because here the people at the terminus had such a good thing going. Mm-hmm. They had such a great protected area with lots of gates. They had a whole community. They had such a good thing going, and they screwed it all up because of their stupid philosophy of eating people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
they didn't have to.
They could have, just after that horrible thing happened to them, they could have just not let anybody else in, or had a stricter policy.
Sure.
or something. But that season opener of season 4 was one of the best episodes, top 5.
Couldn't agree more.
So that's where, you know,
we're very glad that they are like that.
Plant your flag too hard on say this doesn't make sense, because it's like,
no, it totally makes sense.
Fucking awesome.
Just it makes me just mad at people. I was having a rough day.
People aren't really like that for the most part.
I got yelled at the other day. I got hammered by a guy.
You ate him?
Who came into the lobby. No, I macheted the crap out of that old guy.
You wanted to?
He practically pulled out his machete and almost macheted me. He was spitting mad. Literally, he was. It was just so angry, and flecks of spit'em were flying over in my head. Yeah, it was awful. He was so mean to me.
The wolves remind you of that guy?
It just... Yes. Yeah, wow, I really did get sidetracked. I'm sorry, good, kind listeners, that you have to hear me after a bad day at work.
That was today?
No, bad guy was last week. Today was just bad people on the phone. The drought's really not bringing out the best in people.
Well, he should save his spit then.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
But I just think the wolf, like, I'm like, okay, should I think about their philosophy and their backstory and how they got together and what they're all about? You know, they did say some interesting things, like that one guy said, "We're freeing you. You're trapped. You need to know people don't belong here anymore." And then the other, well, it's just, you just wonder. But then I'm like, you know, are they even going to come back now? Maybe they really function more in the Walking Dead universe as, here's a little chaos to introduce into the group and see how they handle it. You know, don't think too hard about where this is coming from.
Right.
I don't know. I am curious. Like, I would be interested to know what kind of people. I mean, I do think in the zombie apocalypse, you might have groups like this because they're so savage, and that might let them survive. I don't know quite how they would function together.
Well,
like Joe's group had that whole claiming thing that kind of kept them together.
You have a charismatic leader. Joe, charismatic leader. The governor, charismatic leader, who can incite all kinds of craziness. All you need is like one great charismatic leader who is insane, and you can inspire all kinds of
crazy
brutalness.
Okay, your turn.
Wow, I don't know if I can top that. I'm gonna ratchet it down. Poor Enid. We get her backstory, and it's kind of a sad one. And I liked that we saw her little backstory, and we did find out sort of how she got to Alexandria, and we got to see her with her parents and find out how they met their death.
I loved that whole beginning scene, even though it was sad. To
For the
start
turtle?
With the turtle and the parents and the girl, all of them. But it was well done.
It really
and
was.
She was awesome.
She really, really was. I loved how quickly she turned, into a turtle eater. It was really
when
fast.
The turtle crawled up, I thought, we're watching a turtle. And I'm like, it'd be really avant-garde as if we just watched this turtle for the rest of the episode. And there's some zombies walking by, and maybe at the end one of them eats it.
You're
but it
right.
ended up being her, which I thought was smart.
Yeah, and she looked like a zombie when she was eating it.
She's a messy eater.
And then
I'm not so sure I believe she'd have blood all around her face like that.
She was going crazy.
I mean, when I eat chicken, it grease doesn't get up my nose.
Are you eating a raw chicken?
No, but it's greasy.
If you ate without utensils,
I'd wipe my face. I do eat without my utensils.
She's past all
chicken.
That. Do you spell out interesting little acronyms with the bones as you're eating?
Yes. I spell out my initials.
Liar. I loved how at the end, at first I thought we weren't going to find out what JSS meant, but I liked at the end how we found out what it meant as we see Just Survive somehow written out as a goodbye to Carl. I wonder if we're going to see her anymore or if she's off the show.
I know. I was wondering about that too. Well, here's the funny thing.
Tell me.
After, this episode, somebody wrote on Twitter, hey, Jason and Karen, do you think that Enid was a mole or a reluctant mole, and that's why she sort of hesitated before she went to the gate? And I thought, man, listener always coming up with these theories about people being moles. Of course she's not a mole. And then I'm like, wait a minute. She said to Carl, this place is too big to protect. There are too many blind spots. That's how we were able to. And then he interrupted her. It sounds like she's about to say that's how we were able to get in. As and in the wolves or something.
She did seem awfully calm.
And say, they're just people.
Yeah, they're just people.
But,
and remember, she had to leave a couple of times and Carl tried to follow her. Remember, she hopped the fence and she went out a couple times and then she came back.
But he did follow her. He did?
He did, but remember, a couple times he lost her.
Okay.
What was she doing? Who was she seeing?
Was raping and pillaging some other community.
Yes, I'm sure she was doing exactly that. She was just surviving somehow.
Interesting.
Now I think that she was a mole.
Why would you be? Yeah, I guess so.
Where else would she go outside?
Because if that's not the case, then are we ever going to find out what she meant by that's how we were able to? I don't accept that we won't ever find out what that means.
We are going to find out what that means.
I'm gonna grab her by the lapel in Atlanta. What did you mean when you said that?
Security. Yeah, that's gonna be great.
As I carry you away. Tell me what you meant. Come on.
As a large security guard takes you down. And I laugh and snap photos. Where were we?
You can do burst shots with the iPhone. Just to get that
cool.
perfect. Did you know that?
No.
Do you have a new iPhone?
No.
iPhone 6?
No.
Okay, you can't do it.
Yes. Your turn.